Welcome, everyone. It is Sunday, December 18th, 2022, a week before Christmas, a day before Hanukkah, and this is the general Q&A and time where you can ask any question or give us an update on how you're doing, and here we go.
Yeah, I have a question about the debriding soap. You may have addressed it last week, which I wasn't able to listen to the replay, unfortunately. Can I use that, undiluted as a shampoo?
Undiluted, you could, but I think it becomes very expensive that way. You're better adding it to or using our shampoo that already has it in it.
Mhm. So using your shampoo and adding a little bit more, would that?
You can add more. You can add more. You have difficulties with your scalp?
Yeah, it's an ongoing concern. Yeah, it's ongoing. In other words, it's complicated. But anyway, I'm sorry.
Have you done our scalp protocol?
I'm sorry?
Have you done our scalp protocol?
Yes, I've done. A lot of it is the environmental that I have no control over because it's complicated here.
Okay, what is it that is complicating? Maybe we can help. Who knows?
Oh, because I live in an apartment community, and I know it's in the drywall, and there's been water damage. Through the years, and I can only do so much, here. And that's
are you using Lefiniron?
Oh yes, I love it. Oh, it's helped me. Oh my God, it's made a big difference. It's really been. I never want to be without that. I can't take the Nitempyram though. I had reactions to that, but the Lefiniron is wonderful. So yeah, I love it. It's made a difference in my scalp. Everything. It's the greatest product.
Mm-hmm.
I really encourage anyone, especially when they have to be in a situation, that can be problematic for some,
What are the chances of you finding another apartment?
That's my goal. That's my prayer. There's many layers here I'm dealing with, many issues. So ultimately, that's the goal.
Generally, even if you have things that are in the walls, they're not the wall really shields you from them, and I'm trying to figure out how they're getting into your hair. Or how they're
it's probably in the carpet too. It's a story, Richard. It's probably in the carpet. There are many factors here, and I'm trying to stay in gratitude though because some people live under a bridge, So I'm trying to, no matter what I go through, I'm trying to you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be grateful what I have.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Because I think one of the key factors that I'm aware of, many people are suffering because of their environment, and sometimes people have no control over that. And the Lefiniron it's been a blessing. I am so grateful for that.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay. Well, yes.
And I have another question, too, if I could, please. Yeah, I've heard that in Tibetan monasteries they've used bamboo charcoal to keep the air clean. Do you know anything about that?
Not really, no.
Have you ever heard about that? Anyone? I wonder if Robin...
No.
Bamboo charcoal, yeah. Chunks of bamboo charcoal is supposed to keep the air clean, and I read that it's helped the longevity of a lot of the Tibetan monks.
Yes, I've heard of that. And charcoal is a great cleaner. I mean, I don't think it could hurt.
Yeah, try it out. Let us know.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I saw it on Amazon. I was just, it's kind of messy, but I guess it's worth a try. It's not that expensive. And the other thing, one real quick question too, if I could please. do you know anything about like applying like the debriding soap or diluted on one's navel? Because I understand that the navel absorbs a lot into the body. Do you know anything about the navel absorption?
I don't. That's not in my expertise, that's for sure. I've never heard of. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the debriding soap being absorbed in and through your skin. There's nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah, they say the navel is one of the key, areas in one's body where the absorption rate is, because in utero where, we get from our mother, So I was just throwing that out there.
No, don't really have an answer on that one. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Happy holidays. Who's next?
You too as well.
As far as that one product that you have that affects their feet, can you describe that a bit for me? It's the Declinex or something like that.
Oh, calcium Dayclex.
Yeah, that's what I.
Calcium Dayclex is used to inhibit the reproduction of any kind of fungal organisms. Fungal organisms are comprised of the fruit and the hyphae. The hyphae is a root structure. So a hyphae is what sinks into the nutrient to feed the, like for instance, a sheetrock wall, mold can grow there. The hyphae actually go into the sheetrock and withdraw the nutrients. They do it in your body. The hyphae is what feeds the fruiting body of the organism, the fungal organism. So the calcium Dayclex, also undecleic acid, inhibits the production of the hyphae.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
The kinase enzymes that we have, it's a package that you can get. The kinase enzymes actually breaks down chitin, which is the building blocks of all fungal organisms. So it breaks it down. And it also breaks down biofilm, which it is really known for. So that's the two things that we have, plus leufineron. So that's the trio to deal with mold and fungus and candida and all kinds of fungal issues.
Well, I need to order that particular product because I have done the other two and had wonderful success. I just want to have further success so I can report on all your wonderful products. Thank you.
Great. You're welcome, Joy. Thank you. Keep coming back. Okay, Chris, who's next?
I don't remember the exactly what you said about like ozone machines or some type of.
Well, ozone is another way of cleaning the air and also disinfecting the air. So the ozone machines, you run them in your room, one machine per 500 square feet. So you turn on. You have to leave.
You have to leave. You can't, even if you're in another room. You can't be in another room.
Yeah, you could be in another room as long as you're not breathing it. So if you have a doorway, you close the door and you can do the room, and then.
Okay.
Okay. So, and you also would do your vents for your air conditioning and heating vents. You would do them as well, and you do it for 21 days straight. And you have a.
Viruses and bacteria, or
yes, fungus, virus, bacteria, it does it all. You run the unit for a half hour. It comes with a timer. You shut it off for an hour. You run it for another half hour. You shut it off for an hour, and you run it for another half hour, and then it shuts off. Let the room air out a couple minutes before you occupy it. No animals in the room while it's being treated.
Will it kill Will it kill like mites that are in the room? Say there were.
It'll kill anything in the room. Mites, spiders, anything that's there, it's going to destroy them.
Is that what you recommend to use? Or I know you talked about in the book spraying some the bug spray, the bug powder.
Well, the diatomaceous earth.
Yeah.
I mean, the diatomaceous earth is, in my opinion, very effective, very economical, easy to use. You just don't want to be breathing it. You don't have to vacate the room. You can dust your furniture with it. You can dust your floor. You can invert your clothing, dust your clothing with it.
But it makes it messy, though, doesn't it? I mean.
Well, yeah, it's a little messy, sure.
So, whenever you had it, did you use both of those, the ozone and the diatomaceous?
Personally, I've never used the ozone. I've gotten rid of my organisms long before I even knew about the ozone machine or was familiar with it. Robin has had a lot more experience with ozone than I have, so you can ask her any questions you have about using it.
Okay.
Well, in my experience, you have to do multiple things. There's not one thing that's going to work, and it's not going to work when you do it one time. It's doing many things over and over and over, and ozone is just one part of the pie.
In fact, you need to do it for 21 days straight. And
but it helps.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's cumbersome, and which is why I'm very happy to know about the electrostatic sprayer, which is far more efficient, faster, and you don't have to leave. It doesn't take 2 hours. What?
Does it have something to do with what ions or?
Well, the electrostatic sprayer puts an electronic charge on the particles as they are sprayed from it, the tiny particles. And those particles are then attracted to everything in the environment. So if you spray the front of a doorknob, those particles are actually going to go around and coat the back of the doorknob. If you spray near a crevice, those particles are going to go into the crevice. They're not just going to lay on top and not get in the crevice.
And then what do you do? If they got, then you have to like vacuum them up or?
No, it dries. We use clean them up enzymes in the store. You could spray them, or we have a botanical disinfectant, which is organic. It's thyme. You could spray that. We have a chemical disinfectant, which is Metaclean. You could spray that. You don't mix these things together. You spray them separately. The idea is to find which one works best for you, which one you like best.
But that machine, it gathers them up into one spot more or less than just being everywhere.
The electrostatic sprayer, you can do a whole room in about maybe 20 seconds. You could do the whole room. You can do the walls, the ceiling, everything. Now, many people don't have to do the walls or the ceiling. It depends on whether your organisms are airborne or whether they are like bird mites that just crawl.
I have Demodex mites.
Demodex mites, you're dealing with your skin and you're dealing with your bedding. That's about it. It's very easy. Diatomaceous earth in your bedding and using the nature's gift in your skin would basically handle the Demodex mites.
Oftentimes, whatever kind of mites you have are misdiagnosed as Demodex mites.
The other thing is to do the Nitempyram for mites. That's a medication that you get through another site, shop4Morgellons.com.
Okay. These mites they started out making sores all over my body, and then they went inside my body, and now they form tunnels, and I have nodules.
Well, I don't think that's Demodex. That sounds more like scabies.
or
No.
another kind of mite.
No.
But anyway, again, we're here to educate you, and the thing that you want to look into and decide for yourself is the Nitempyram medication that has been used for mites. It is said to kill them within 30 minutes of taking one tablet.
It doesn't matter what kind of mites you have, these things are going to work.
So you go to, the site is called SHOP, like SHOP, the number 4, Morgellons.com.
Okay.
And while you're there, you may want to pick up the fenbendazole as well, because we all.
Now that's not your shop though, right?
No. We don't handle the medications.
Okay. Well, is this something I have to have a prescription for?
No, you don't have to have a prescription. We've been working with these people since 2014. Dr. Luna has a cancer clinic in Mexico, and he utilizes these medications in the treatment of cancer to get rid of variables, and that's why we use them, because Morgellons is not a big deal. It's all of the cofactors. It's the fungus. It's the intestinal parasites. It's the mites. What?
I get fungus too.
Well, then you want the lefiniron. So when you're there, you would get the lefiniron, the fenbendazole, and the Nitempyram. Okay.
Oh.
We've been learning how to pronounce that word.
Right, I can never get it right.
Okay. All right.
Let me ask this and tell you about this one thing. I have this little tiny microscope. It's a child's microscope. I'm forgotten who makes it. But anyway, you can see when I get some of these mites to come off of me, I can see them under this little microscope. And it's just like having you don't have to put it on a slide. I mean, it can be on any kind of solid black or white surface. And
it's nice entertainment. That's about it.
Pardon?
It's nice entertainment. Don't waste your time with taking pictures and slides. What?
I can see the mites and tell. I mean, I can see their eyeballs.
Well, that's good. So how you deal with it? We're not here to identify them. There are 40,000 species of mites. 40,000. They're all different, but they all respond the same way to Nitempyram. All right?
Okay, that sounds great.
The only benefit of identifying them is if you want to use like an exterminator.
Or if you have a legal situation and you're living in a infested apartment and you're suing your landlord to rip out the walls and fix it.
Right.
I don't know. I have my own house.
Yeah.
So we, like Robin said before, in so many words, we don't care what the hell causes Morgellons. We don't care where the hell or what kind of mite you have. We don't care.
Okay.
We know what to do about them. That's what we care about.
Right.
Is it more of an immunity problem then, that your immune system doesn't?
No, not at all. Not at all. They're pheromone driven, and that's why we're carrying the pheromones in the store to help people deal with them by applying these pheromones.
And what is that? If you apply some pheromones, does it chase them away?
No, it just.
It makes you more normal. It makes you like people who are not affected by them.
But they're still there.
They're there, but they're not attracted to you. They don't care about you. Once you fix the pheromones, they don't care about you. You're not tasty. They don't like your pheromones, your new ones.
Okay, so you have this in your store, and if you take, it's like a pill, or
no, the pheromones you apply to your skin. It's like an oil.
And then you'll see that they are just not interested in you.
That's what people find. You know, Mary introduced them to us. So, Mary, would you like to share your information about them, how they work with you, how you found out about them? Now, they do not replace the diet, okay?
So I realize that. That's probably the top thing that has helped me the most.
So, Mary, would you like to share?
Sure. The pheromones are great. I mean, what they do is they kind of, pheromones are how animals and insects sense each other. Like even cats, if you see cats that hang out together all the time, they'll walk up and smell each other's butts, but it's the pheromones are smelling, not their butts. But it changes the smell of your pheromones, and it hides the scent so you don't smell like dinner anymore for the mice. And what you do is when you get out of the shower, just use it like an oil, and while your skin's still wet, you can spread it all over your body, and it feels so good. And it doesn't have any smell. You don't smell it, but they do. And it will stay on your body for at least 24 hours, unless
you put it everywhere from head to toe, or?
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
work in your scalp. It does not work in your scalp.
Okay.
Scalp is a whole different story because the hair has its own oils and all that. But yeah, from your forehead to your toes. Now it'll stay on for a good long time. But like if you're washing your hands or doing dishes and your hands get wet, then you may have to reapply it. In those areas. But it's magnificent. And the only other thing I want to say about that is if you truly have Demodex mites, and you have to know that they're Demodex mites. Demodex mites feed on oil.
There are two species of Demodex mites.
Yeah. I don't have the kind that's in your eyes. I have the kind that gives all over your body.
Well, then the oil may not work for you. You'll have to see, because the pheromones are based in oil, and Demodex mites live and feed on oil. So you just have to see. But for springtails and every other kind of mite, it's fantastic.
Okay. Well, I'll try it.
Okay. Thank you. Who's next?
I have one question, please. I think I have things under control, and I don't plan any big party during holidays, but it has been my worst nightmare all the time infect someone. So here is my quick question, and I'm seeking for a quick answer. If I have a feeling that I am infecting someone or I infected someone, what would be the first best recommendation for the person to do?
Take a bath with Nature's Gift, and with a disinfectant in the bath. That would be the best and quickest way. It probably would eliminate it right away if you do it within a few hours, or maybe 12 hours, up to 12 hours.
And if the person don't have NG?
Sometimes
peppermint oil. And if they catch it really fast, they don't really need anything special even.
Even something from the drugstore like Caladryl lotion might do it if they catch it real fast.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
this is what I want to hear. Thank you so much, guys, and
Sure.
Again, happy holidays to you. Thank you.
Same to you. Okay, who's next, Chris?
So I have a couple of quick questions, and I just wanted to. I know you said no crosstalk, but I have used I've used charcoal, bamboo charcoal, and
well, you can tell us your experience.
Yeah.
So
I just stumbled upon it. Like I saw it online, and then I was in TJ Maxx, and they have these little. It's called the branded greenberry. And it's not messy. It comes in like a bag, and you just leave it there. And I can tell you when I even pick it up, I can feel like a shift in energy in my body. I don't know what it's doing or if it's working, but my environment does seem to be better. Along with I've gotten the diet to work, so things are just better, right? So.
Great.
I sent Richard an email the other day. I heard a saying that was like, you can't get dry while you're still in the shower. And I just feel like that's exactly how it is. Like if you don't have the diet working, nothing else really, you're not going to be able to get yourself dry while the water's still running, right? So like, now that I shut the water off and I'm able to, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what has been the thing that's working the best. But this was only, I think, it was under $5. Again, I got it at TJ Maxx. The brand was Greenberry. You can probably find it online. It comes in a package, like a brown, like, I don't know what this material is, but I just place it in the room, and it collects like dust mites and stuff like that. So it just keeps it another added thing to help. I wanted to ask,
what was the name of it?
Greenberry, and I can text it to you guys. Greenberry is the brand, and it's bamboo natural charcoal. And that's it.
Okay. Thank you.
It was under $5 at TJ Maxx, so it couldn't have been more than $10 without being there. I wanted to ask about Diatomaceous. I can never say it.
Diatomaceous earth.
Yes. On one of the calls a while back, I think it was Anna said that that hers got infested, and I want to know, is that true? Because I've been like literally afraid to use it since, and it helps a lot, especially while I'm cleaning.
What was it? The problem you were concerned about using it?
I think she said it got infested with Columbola.
Columbola?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's impossible. No, diatomaceous earth is impossible to get contaminated because any organism that gets in it gets shredded.
Okay, that's perfect. That's what I need to know. I've been like literally afraid to use it. I still use it, but like in my head I'm like, I don't know if I'm infesting myself, and let's be real. The mental part of all this is it goes a long way, because when you have organisms coming out of your skin and in your environment, it's hard to tell what is what, and so being able to just know that doesn't happen is helpful, huge.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to, you guys kind of touched on the question that I had written down here. I have to write these questions down or else I get them lost. The best soap, because last week somebody had asked like what the best soap is to use if you don't have, or if other than your soap, and like I can say your soap is the best soap, but I ran out one time and I was lost, and I just used baking soda. It didn't really do what I needed it to do. So Robin just suggested peppermint oil. Is there any other like brand name for in a pinch like that? I tried African black soap, and I felt like it helped get stuff out, but it also made like, it was at the time when I was like really infested too. So my tub was covered in black specks, and it really freaked me out. So I don't know if there's anything else you can suggest.
Did you think of something, Robin?
If you don't have the Nature's Gift of Brightening soap, are you talking about in the bath or on your skin, or
in the bath, like in the tub?
Yeah, you can use
soap.
You can use. I would recommend using a cup of apple cider vinegar to kill fungus, and then Epsom salts, and then 8 to 16 drops of peppermint oil, and
which I don't tolerate well, so I have to be careful with that one.
Well,
I also have a thyroid issue.
You can use hydrogen peroxide,
lime oil, lavender oil. I mean, peppermint oil is really effective because it's definitely astringent. But
what about lemongrass?
What?
Lemongrass?
What about lemongrass?
Yeah, lemongrass. Lemon is really good. I like lemon eucalyptus oil.
Okay. Yeah, I have some lemongrass oil here, and I like that I use that for just cleaning stuff. I add it to my bleach and stuff. So, okay. And then I just wanted to add, the chapter 3 is so important, and what really helped me was the app that Richard, I don't even know if I used the same app that Richard had suggested. I just Googled app that will translate text to audio.
Right.
And being able to listen to it is really, really helpful for me, because like I need to hear things over and over again, and just like hearing repeated information helps when you're like in that pinch and you don't have the time, you don't have the book handy, I learn so much better from audio. So if anybody else is struggling, especially if your eyes are infected, because my eyes, I almost lost my vision. Like I had a scratched cornea that was so bad that they like sent me to Boston ER. It was like, really bad. And at that time I really couldn't read. So, and I didn't know about this app, and I wish I had. So if anybody's on the call, and whether or not you're struggling with your eyes, it's just really good to
email me the app and I'll send it out. There is another app that I had sent out before, but you can see which one's easier to use.
Yeah, this one I know that like it's the free version. You can't skip anything. You can't. So and I didn't buy it because to buy it is expensive. So you have to just listen to it, as it is. But for me, I usually have it on as I'm cleaning or as I'm doing something else as a background, and it's fine, and it's good to get all the information.
So what does it start? Like chapter 1, it just starts at the beginning, and you can't skip ahead,
at the beginning.
And you can't skip ahead or anything.
Yeah, you can't stop it. I mean, no, you can pause it and stuff, but you can't like skip around, and it reads every time. The reason why I knew that you were from Middleton, New Jersey, was because every time it says that as it like gets to that page. So I was like, oh, this must be Richard. But but yeah, it was really, really helpful to have that app to be able to hear. And then the last one, which probably will go into the stress portion. If you are like me and you had a lack of energy and everything else and you like music, dancing has helped save my life. I am telling you, I put the music on loud and I dance, and I don't let the parasite, like especially when I was still really infected, didn't let the parasite affect me. And I danced and I burned calories and I got, and I de-stressed, and that was so helpful to me to be able to like just have that time where I let loose. So if anybody likes to dance, I'm just telling you, just get up and dance.
Right.
That's all I got.
Anything aerobic will help kill them.
Yeah. Yes,
Good.
Absolutely. So thank you guys so much again for all your support. Thank you.
Glad to be here. Okay, Chris, anybody else?
And she says, I recently purchased the chitinase enzyme formula and the nanoglutathione. I put the chitinase on the facial lesions, and after a couple of hours, the lesions became puffy and very reddened beyond the edges of the lesions. Is this normal, or am I reacting to it?
Yeah, my answer to her is that the enzymes consume foreign substances, and that's what she's experiencing is the result of them working. But I suspect that if she applied quite concentrated, if she didn't dilute it, and probably used it too concentrated, and that may have contributed to the inflammation as well. And I asked her why she didn't apply the nanoglutathione, because she had also purchased it, and she wrote back a day or two later saying, yeah, thank you, I put the nano on the lesions tonight, I will try again. I noticed one of the lesions appears to have healed beyond belief. It's been there on and off for years. So,
wow.
I mean, that's amazing. We could really help people knock out these lesions.
This one is asking if people are having trouble breathing. She says she's having big problems with breathing. One of the doctors that was doing research on what she has talked of breathing problems that could cause death. She said when she tried to reach out for more details, she found out that the doctor had passed away from a stroke due to her illness, and she believed in the Gulf War syndrome because one of the designers reached out to her with information on it. She said that the doctor worked right up to her death trying to find out about this disease, and that she was deeply shaken that she felt like the doctor was the only one who knew what was going on, and now the doctor's not around anymore. And she says she's hearing that a lot of people are having breathing problems out of the blue, and she's wondering why. And she says a friend of her family member passed away with breathing problems, and she wanted to run it by you.
Well, again, breathing difficulties are not typically a cofactor or associated necessarily with Morgellons. Just like last week, we had someone sharing or asking about UT infections, urinary tract infections, and they are not typically, I mean, they happen, but they're not really connected with Morgellons. I'm not saying that Morgellons, because you have Morgellons, it might not be worse than ordinarily, but they're not connected. COPD is a very serious breathing problem that, you know, a friend of mine died 20-some years ago because, well, he was a smoker and then developed COPD, and that was even long before they had a lot of the medications out that they now have that you see for COPD. And of course, we have recently with COVID, a lot of people have had breathing difficulties. Robin, you went through that, right? You had breathing trouble?
Yep.
And you used a nebulizer, correct? And
yeah.
So that's something that one can use is a nebulizer to help with breathing difficulties. And, you know, some people have actually maybe put a drop of nature's gift in the nebulizer. You want to avoid that too much because the nature's gift actually can dissolve the film in your lungs. So
Right.
I just need to caution you not to use too much nature's gift for an extended period of time. Maybe a drop now and then, but not on a regular basis, because it will dissolve the film that is in your lungs, and then that is death.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, another question?
Yes. This one says that she's going to be joining the call today. She's been wanting to reach out to you, but she's had a hard time keeping her thoughts in line. And wondering if other people have as hard a time dealing with this as she does. And
well, yes, brain fog is a real biggie. And most people that come to the program, when they complete the questionnaire, brain fog is really there. I mean, it's hard to focus and concentrate on things. You read the page of the book, and by the time you read the page, you get to the end. What did I read? You have to go back and read it 3 or 4 times before it sinks in. This is very typical. And what we have is that generally by boosting glutathione, it helps reduce brain fog dramatically. And we also have an oil in the store that we use, the brain fog eraser, which is clary sage. You can put that in, you can actually put that in a diffuser and breathe it. And we also have a mouthwash with it in it. So there are 2 things that can make a big difference and help diminish brain fog. Okay, continue with what she's asking.
Yep, she says she's afraid she has Morgellons in her mouth because it's in the gums and of her teeth, and she's scared because she's seen pictures that have been online where there's holes in people's faces and their noses are caved in, and she's afraid that it's eating her teeth, and the lesions on her face have been there for so long. She's got scars so bad they won't go away. She says she's using your products and it's definitely bringing them out, but they just won't come out, and they keep looking uglier and uglier. She's had it for so long, she's afraid it's going to kill her.
Well, she didn't tell me if she's on the diet, and that's unfortunate because many of us come to the program in this state of affairs and pretty desperate and pretty worn down physically, as she is sharing. So the first thing to get things started is to make that diet work. Without making that diet work, I don't know what can be done. I really don't. Now, of course, we have miraculous mouthwash. I, mentioned the one a little bit earlier with clary sage. We have the one with just peppermint and cinnamon without the clary sage that people love. That's going to help things in the mouth. And once you get into stage 2, which doesn't have to be that long, there is a formulation that I happened upon a few months ago. It's called Prodentum. Prodentum. And this fellow put together in a tablet. The only problem with it is it's got strawberry flavoring. So I don't know if that would be a problem with stage 1. It probably would be. And the other thing is it's a collection of probiotics. Now, again, there are thousands of probiotics. Typically, when you buy them in the store, probiotics, you might get 12 or 15 probiotics. You don't get all of them. So there's no way of telling whether or not this collection of probiotics that he has in this little tablet is a problem with stage 1 without trying it. It's the only way to tell. But these probiotics are designed to build, to replenish your mouth with good flora, with good bacterium. And it does work. So that's something to look forward to, if not in stage 1, but when you get to stage 2, definitely at some point, Prodentum is something that you would want to look into and to begin doing to get rid of those bad bacteria that are there. Okay, and I got one other one that came in. It says, hey, I'm doing great and everything, but now what am I going to do to detox my brain? Okay, complete the questionnaire. Send in the questionnaire. And then I will give you complete detailed recommendations, starting with the vitamins and minerals. Build glutathione with Max 1. Now, the garcillin is an antiviral, antibacterial. You may not need that to rebuild the brain, but it's good to stay healthy. And that's a good start. Just those 3 things, and you'll rebuild the brain. In fact, the glutathione is a detoxifier. Okay, anything you'd like to add, Robin?
Yeah, LDN, low-dose naltrexone. It's a compound that you need a prescription for. You can find online pharmacies that will do like a 3-month supply for maybe $50. And it adjusts your cortisol level to what should be normal. And what that does is sometimes, like for me, it cleared brain fog and gave me more energy and clarity. So it's something to talk to your doctor about. And also, they're using it now to treat long COVID, which is really interesting.
Well, we won't get into that because we mentioned that word.
Long COVID, I have it, and part of it.
Facebook has the potential of just wiping this whole video off because we talk about it. So.
Well, I didn't mean to bring it up. I just meant in terms of brain fog and stuff. LDN has been proven medically to help in all kinds of situations. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so number 1, do the vitamins and the minerals and boost the glutathione, and then look into LDN. Okay. All right. You have anything to add, Mary?
Yes. The 2 things that helped me the most was the glutathione and the Nitempyram. Nitempyram.
Right, Nitempyram, yes.
Well, I took that and everything just cleared. It made a huge difference. But I
Yes.
was also doing glutathione at the same time, and I think it was the combination of the two together.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and again, if you want to get or look into the Nitempyram or lefiniran or fenben or even ivermectin. Now, ivermectin is not a medication that I generally recommend. In my experience, the other three are far more important and beneficial. But you would go to shop, S-H-O-P, the number 4, Morgellons.com, and you find all the medications there as well. They also have boron, 30 milligram tablets. So again, boron is what has been reported as the antidote to Morgellons. So it's good to be doing that, but you start with our lower dosages that we have in our store, around 3 milligrams, and gradually work up to as many as 30, and then you can shift to that one tablet a day. Okay,